Okay, with that, I guess we can go back to some engineering comments.
Madam Supervisor, I have nothing to add this time.
And attorney comments. Chris?
All set.
Steve, any more?
No more.
Shelley?
All set, thank you.
How about Jody?
None.
You want to talk about our basketball thing? Please?
The event that we're going to do in August.
Yes.
We are bringing a national event to the town of Cicero and with the Friends of the Canteen. We have two presenting sponsors, Drivers Village and Price Chopper. We are working through the event. It's a very large event, should bring 8,000 to 10,000 people to the town over a 2.5 day event. It's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament called the Gus Macker. It will be held on South Hogan Drive. I do not have my permits yet to close the road or to do anything with it yet. I have to work through state permits, health department. I have to work through the chief, the fire departments. I have an emergency services committee that I'm chairing, as well as a number of other committees. We're expecting over 1,000 athletes to come to the town of Cicero. We have Galaxy Communications on board as our radio sponsor, as well as Central New York, or CNY Central, Channel 3, 5, and 6 as our TV sponsor. We have gathered a number of businesses in the town that are very excited about this and the potential of bringing people in. The hotels are signed on, and it's kind of blooming into this huge event. We're excited about it. There'll be more to come as we get closer to our event time, which is in August. And if anyone would like any additional information, you can get it either through our office or through the canteen. There'll be a lot more to come as we get closer.
Thank you, Jim.
Cicero Olympics.
Wayne?
Nothing at this time.
And Brad?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. Tracy? Jim?
Just a couple comments. First, I just want to explain that senior housing is very important in the town of Cicero. I think we've all acknowledged that when we all unanimously voted in favor of the Loretto project. As this project proceeds, there's going to be lots of discussions probably throughout the next year or so. But I think the most important thing is to acknowledge that we all are in agreement that this is good for the town. There's going to be questions that are raised, and if there are questions that are raised, it's not because myself or perhaps any other board members against the Loretto project, because we've all voted in favor of that. If there's any questions raised, it's more or less to make sure to ensure that the town's interests are protected throughout the balance of the project and how it's navigated through the town, our regulations. Just keep in mind the questions I asked earlier relative to Mr. Horn and being a lobbyist in Washington. We now have 3 applications that have been submitted through the Loretto project, in which it lists Mr. Horn, a Washington lobbyist, as a representative of the town of Cicero. We've been told that there's going to be no liability or compensation required, but remember that he also has various accounts with many big firms, like I said earlier, Freddie Mac, and I believe other associations, and hundreds of thousands of dollars have been paid to him. So just by, without any written obligation or any understanding of what his representation to the town, I think we must be very cautious. But and I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. I have no other questions, no other comments.
Jessica? Bird?
I haven't got anything.
Mr. Jennings?
I have nothing.
I have a couple. First of all, we are changing the name of the pre-agenda meeting to the town board workshop. And we are changing the time from, to be at 3 p.m. on the Tuesday prior to our scheduled town board meeting. And again, it is open to the public for listening and purposes. Also, and Brad, I failed to speak with you prior to on your choice of time, but our assessor, Brad Brennan, is going to be at the town hall every day, 5 days a week, half days, and his choice of mornings or afternoons. Have you made that decision yet, Brad?
Yes, I'll be here afternoons.
Afternoons, okay.
And what time specifically?
Certainly by 1:30. Very often I'm here by 1, but at least by 1:30. That gives me a good half day in each town.
That'll have your 4 hours on either side.
Does that give you 4 hours in the town?
It's
So you
3
get
and a
here at
half.
1:30? You're here then until 5:30?
Very often, but no, it's technically 3.5. There's lunch in between the two when I travel between the towns.
So you'll be here every day, half days?
That's right.
Thank you.
Starting Monday.
Starting Monday, March
Yep.
1st, thank you. Going to the Association of Towns, it was certainly, it was money well spent. I learned a lot, and a lot of things were reaffirmed for me as to things that are available for us within our town. And one of the things that in the change of the administration, it was stressed to conduct an internal audit, which can be done in-house by our comptroller's department, because we do have a comptroller's department. Rather than use an outside vendor for cost purposes as well. But this way, by instituting this, we will be able to have a better handle on our total budget due to the fact of some encumbrances that we are, that's happening to us. So in the near future, this is going to be instituted. And also, one thing that, this is a plea, that we need cell phones. All of the cell phones that we had for emergency purposes, anyone has any old phones to bring in, greatly appreciated. Pam has been handing out quite a few phones, and we are out of them because the phones that we had were too old and wouldn't hold a charge anymore. So we're asking anyone that knows of any cell phones, please bring them into Pam to the office so that they can be put into the system. Also, looking at the future regarding our budget, that we are looking at consolidation in any areas possible. And with that, we are going to be forming a couple of committees. Those committees will be the town board or board members plus citizens within the community. So anyone that's interested in signing up for a specific area on a committee, certainly contact my office, and Pam will be happy to put your name down because we're looking at this soon in order to reflect on our upcoming budget, which we are scrutinizing due to the fact of areas where we are in trouble. So with that said, I don't believe I have anything else this evening.
I have one question on the cell phone. Is that for use within the town?
It's, no, these are
The
emergency only, which every cell phone will dial 911, and that's all. It's an emergency that is given out
That's what I'm saying. Who are we giving these out to?
to seniors.
Okay, because I know Bill Rybeck was collecting some for the veterans, and I hadn't done that in the past. That's just clarification.
We had
Okay.
some, but the ones that are gone and the others we hold in charge, so we need cell phones.
I thought we were in such bad financial shape, you were soliciting votes for us.
I have to echo that, Jessica, that's what I thought. I have one at home I was gonna donate.
That too.
Can you use track phones?
Track phones,
Track phones, the one where you
If-
have
if-
prepaid minutes?
if you can call 911 on it without having a card, a pay card, yes. Any phone at all that you can dial 911 on. With that, I make a motion that we close the meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Good night.